Twilight around Bardstown, Kentucky is thick and heavy. Cornfields and distant porch lights fade into a landscape where secrets linger in the hush after nightfall. On a humid July morning in 2015, a maroon Chevy Impala sat abandoned along the Bluegrass Parkway. Inside, Crystal Rogers' purse gaped open on the passenger seat. Her keys gleamed faintly on the dashboard. It looked like she'd stepped away for just a minute, but Crystal never returned. Crystal Rogers was a mother, a sister, a daughter of this tightly woven town. 5 children waited for her. At the time, she was entangled in a relationship with Brooks Houck, a man whose presence carried weight. Houck was no stranger. He owned the kind of properties that dot every small-town memory, and everyone in Bardstown had heard his name. People spoke of Crystal's easy smile. They didn't see the arguments, the frayed edges beneath the surface. In the weeks before she vanished, those closest to Crystal whispered about Brooks, about jealousy, about suspicion, about another woman hovering at the border of their lives, pushing tensions to a knife's edge. When police questioned Brooks Houck, he didn't flinch. He said he and Crystal had a fight, that she left, upset, and never returned. But the story started to crack. Phone records contradicted his timeline. Friends recalled Crystal's fear, her uncertainty. Witnesses talked of late-night arguments echoing across gravel driveways. Then suspicion looped back to Brooks' brother, Nick, a police officer sworn to protect and serve. When Nick failed a polygraph and his behavior raised eyebrows, investigators accused him of interfering, trying, perhaps, to keep family out of reach. His badge didn't save him. His reputation collapsed. Nick was fired and new questions were born. A year crept by with no answers. The case turned darker. Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard, refused to relent. He searched sinkholes, fields, and riverbanks, organizing relentless searches that left scars on the landscape and on his family. And then, in an instant, the silence was cut by a gunshot. Tommy was killed hunting on the same land where he hoped for answers. Investigators suspected it wasn't an accident. It was a warning. Stop digging. Years passed. No body was found. No murder weapon surfaced. Whispers became rumors. The case threatened to fade into myth. One more Kentucky mystery blanketed by fog. But prosecutors hadn't forgotten. Working quietly, they gathered threads and waited for a weakness in the fabric. In 2023, the break came. Brooks Houck was arrested, charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors claimed he killed Crystal, argued over jealousy and betrayal, then called in conspirators to erase her from the landscape. Nick Houck, too, couldn't outrun the shadows. He now faced charges of conspiracy and evidence tampering. Still, Crystal's body was never found. Hope flickered with each new development, each courtroom door closing and opening again. A mother's disappearance, a father's murder, a web of secrecy suffocating a proud town. Here, love triangles mean more than heartbreak. They mean power. Control, the kind of silence enforced by reputation, by blood, by fear. Brooks Houck wasn't merely jealous. He was desperate to keep what he owned. When relationship lines blurred, when loyalty was questioned, someone made a decision. To choose silence over truth, to let an entire town hold its breath, waiting. In Bardstown, everyone knows someone, and every secret has its keepers. What began as a missing person case twisted into accusations of conspiracy, obstruction, and a warning shot fired by an unseen hand. The shadows may linger, but a structure cracked is a structure that falls in the end. Every crime has a design, and every design eventually breaks. This is crime structure.